Hey everyone, I wanted to hop on here and just give y'all an update in person about some of the efforts that we've been working on for Western North Carolina. It's a little bit longer and I didn't want to try to fit it into 60 seconds. What a blessing our Jones Farm puppies have been in helping the people of Western North Carolina. I was there immediately after everything happened, and after this horrible storm, mudslides, 33 foot of water. I mean, absolute devastation in a place where it shouldn't have happened. Like, it's just the craziest freak storm, and they weren't prepared. It happened at 6:30 in the morning, and all of flooding, all 33 feet of that water came by 7:30 in the morning. So 1 hour was what they had to prepare, and there wasn't prep time. Like, the water was already coming in and through the floorboards, and the mudslides were already happening, and vehicles and houses and whole families were washed away. And what they're saying in the news is that there's 19 people missing right now. I think that's what I heard as of the other day. And it's just not accurate. There's thousands and thousands of people who have died because of this. And the death count, I think, is like 100 something, according to the news. So just be careful where you get your information from. This isn't anything political, but it's people helping people. And it's so important that we give where we can of our time and of our resources. And I have the absolute best update. And I had to get on here to say it, because I reached out thanks to my friend Anne, who was like, hey, you have a platform, you can help, you can spread your voice, you can, see if some of the Jones Farm puppies families want to help with this. And I had just had a sleepless night. It was all night long. I was thinking of these people and how can I help them, and what can I do? And, I'm just one person and a woman who's not very strong, and not, I don't even have a truck, like just silly stuff like that. And I was trying to think of what can I do to help. And then Anne, who got a puppy from me a couple years ago, little Henry Jones, she just reached out and was like, you have a way to help. Reach out to your families and let them know that you're just going to go and just do what you could do. And I did, and y'all have showed up, and I am so grateful. We have received, the very first trip, we were able to take a huge amount of food and of supplies, and enough for sandwiches for years. Just so many things, cleaning supplies, products, all of that. So that first week we went, and she found this little town in Burnsville that was in this basin where no one was able to get to. And they tried to turn us around and say, no, we're not going to be able to take supplies right now, because we need to be able to just take inventory of what we have. So like out on the main roads, they were trying to turn us around, and I heard it and I was like, I'm not turning around. So we pushed on, and we pushed deeper into complete devastation, just absolute devastation. And these people were so happy to see us, what we were bringing. They were just such a blessing. And so that first week we were able to bring a lot of supplies. That was when they still needed things like water and stuff like that. One of my puppy families showed up to pick up a puppy that day, and somehow they were like on the same page as what I was, and I didn't sleep all night, and they were like, hey, we knew we were coming here, so we have a trunk full of supplies. Can you take them with you when you go? And I was like, yes, I will. So what a blessing that was. So that was our first week. Our second week, I went planning to get construction materials. Y'all had donated so much at that point, and it was such a blessing. And I wanted to make sure that I was getting exactly what was needed. So I took quite a few supplies, but I also planned to just go and make a trip and get whatever I was told to get. And I found out that they needed shelving in the place that we had donated. They needed some shelving, really good shelving that could hold canned goods and things over the winter. And that they needed a storage unit. So rewind just a little bit. They have a storage unit that they were renting, but it was full. Everything that they had was going to fill it, and they had someone else coming to bring bins of things that was going to fill it up. So the one side wasn't full, and that was already spoken for. So they said what we really could use as a storage building that we can heat up and that we can keep full of supplies. So I said, we're going to make it happen. Now, it was expensive. It was $37.50. That was the total cost of the building. So I put it out to you guys on Monday morning, and by yesterday, y'all purchased that building. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I just can't even believe, and I'm so utterly grateful for your willingness to help dive in on that huge project. $3,750 was raised in 2 days by you guys, my Jones Farm puppy families. I am so grateful. In the first day we had raised $500 or so dollars, and I had somebody reach out and say, hey, do you still need money for that? She had already donated $100, and she said, do you still need money for that? And I said, yes, we're getting close. This is where we're at. And she said, that's fantastic. I got you. I'll get the rest. So her amazing family, thank you, Lauren, put in the balance of that so that these families will now have a clean, dry, heated place to keep their goods, and they're not going to have power for 6 to 8 weeks in 6 to 8 months in Burnsville. So they desperately needed that. And I bought it yesterday, and it's going to be delivered on Monday, and I'm going next Friday, which is November 1st, and we'll start on November 2nd filling up that building. So thank y'all. That was just such an incredible thing. Now I have one more thing that I want to get for the people of Burnsville. They don't have heat. Most of them don't have even housing at this point. But if they do still have a roof over their heads, they need heat. And they can't get propane, and they don't have electric, and they don't have power, they don't have water, they don't have clean water. Everything is completely contaminated there. So, but what is happening is it's getting very cold there at night already. Luckily, they've been unseasonably warm during the day, which is great. But sometimes this time of year, they already have snow. So in Burnsville, they have not had snow yet, but it has been very, very cold in the morning. So, and during the evenings. So what they need is a log splitter. I hope I'm saying that right. It's something that they can use. There's firewood down everywhere from this storm. So something that they can use to chop up some of this wood to keep their families warm. So I am making it my next goal and just putting it out there because I know that we can do this. And $2,400 is how much it costs to get one log splitter. And they can keep it at a central location and just keep it going 24/7 so that these people can stay warm. A lot of them are living in RVs. They're living in tents. There are a couple people, and I'll post some pictures here where you can see the foundation of their home is there, and their fireplace is there, and they have a tent on the foundation. There's no more home. And they're roped by tent. The rope is to the foundation of the house, to the chimney, so that their tent doesn't blow away. I mean, that is the kind of devastation that we are seeing. People still not found. I heard another horrible story, and I hear so many things that I try to filter them out of my brain, but maybe y'all have heard about the man, the father that was buried up to his chest in mud, and he was there for 2.5 weeks. And somebody found him, and they said, we got you, we're gonna help you. And he said, it's okay, just let me go. And they were like, no, we're here, we're gonna help you, we've got you, let's get you out. And he said no. They asked about his family, and he said they're gone. And they said, but there's a chance, like, we can find them down this, it was a mudslide that he was in, so down the bottom, you know, they're still finding some people alive. And he said, no, they're gone. And they said, well, how can you be sure? And he said, well, they were tapping, they were beneath me in this mud, and they were tapping and rubbing my leg until 3 days ago, and they stopped. They stopped 3 days ago. That's what we're looking at here. And I'm sorry to be so vulnerable, but I've seen it firsthand. And what you're hearing, isn't true. And they still need us. And I want to be the hands and feet. So I appreciate all your help. I'm grateful for every one of you that has jumped on board. And I know that we can make this easier for these people who are going to be without power, without homes. We're looking at 6 to 8 months minimum, just for the town of Burnsville alone. I've decided that Burnsville is who we're adopting, but there are so many other little towns that need our help. And I'd love to do it. So let us do it. I thank you so much. I also, a special shout out to Patri. They gave us tons of food, cat food and dog food, to spread to people who need it. And it's been such a blessing to be able to do this. And I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye.